अस्सलाम वालेकुम व्यूअर्स, उम्मीद है कि आप सब लोग खैरियत से होंगे। आज का जो हमारा टॉपिक ऑफ डिस्कशन है वो है एंजाइम्स इनहिबिटर्स। एज वी हैव सीन द एक्टिव साइट्स ऑफ एन एंजाइम्स फिट्स वन पर्टिकुलर substrate perfectly. It it is possible, however, for some other molecules to bind the enzymes to an enzyme's active site if it is very similar in shape of the enzyme substrate. This would then inhibit the enzyme's function. If an inhibitor molecule bind only briefly to the site, there is competition between it and the substrate for the site. If there is much more of the substrate present, then the inhibitor substrate molecules can easily bind to the active site in the usual way, and so the enzyme's function is unaffected. However, if the concentration of the inhibitor rises or that of the substrate falls, it becomes less and less likely that the substrate will collide with an empty site. The enzyme's functions in the inhibited. This is therefore known as competitive inhibition. It is said to be the reversible, not permanent, because it can be reversed by increasing the concentration of substrate. An example of competitive inhibition occurs in the treatment of a person who has drunk ethyl glycol. Ethyl glycol is used as antifreeze and is sometimes drunk accidentally. Ethylene glycol is rapidly converted in the body to oxalic acid, which can cause irreversible kidney damage. However, the active site of enzymes which converts ethyl glycol to oxalic acid will also accept ethanol. If the poisoned person is given a large dose of ethanol, the ethanol acts as a competitive inhibitor, slowing down the action of the enzymes on the ethyl glycol for long enough to allow the ethyl glycol to be excreted. Sometimes the inhibitors can remain permanently bonded with the active site and therefore can use irreversible block to the substrate. No competition occurs because the inhibition is unaffected by how much substrate is present in, so this is non-competitive inhibition. The antibiotic penicillin works by permanently occupying the active site of enzymes that is essential for the synthesis of bacterial cells wall. A different kind of inhibition takes place if a molecule can bind to another part of enzymes rather than the active site. This can seriously disrupt the normal arrangement of hydrogen bond and hydrophobic interactions holdings. The enzyme's molecule in its 3D shape. The resulting distortions ripple across the molecule to the active site, making the enzymes unsuitable for the substrate. The enzyme's function is blocked no matter how much substrate is present. So, this is another type of non competitive inhibition. The inhibition can be reversible or irreversible depending on whether the inhibitor bond briefly and permanently with the enzyme digitalized obtained from foxglove plants is an example of a non-competitive inhibitors. It is binds it binds with the enzymes ATPase, resulting in increase in the concentration of heart muscles. Inhibition of enzymes functions can be lethal, but in a situation inhibitions is essential. तो व्यूअर्स, आज का हमारा जो टॉपिक था वो था एंजाइम्स इनहिबिटर्स। उम्मीद है कि आपको हमारा टॉपिक आज का पसंद आया होगा। मिलते हैं आपके साथ नए टॉपिक के साथ, तब तक के लिए अल्लाह हाफिज़।